Hello and welcome to my new tips and tricks video of the forest. I'm making a new one because they did some updates and changed the locations of a few things. For example, the modern axe, which I'm holding right here. I'm also not gonna have music in this video because some people criticized the music. Also, there's going to be a better and more logical build-up in the video. For example, the first part will be about food and drinks, the second part about weapons and armor. Alright, I hope this helps you and good luck surviving out in the forest. A good way to get food is looking for the lizards that are crawling everywhere. Once you killed them with a downward swing, you can take its skin and meat. You will be able to cook the meat on a small fire and you can equip the skin, which will give you some armor. It's the yellow bar next to your health bar in the right bottom corner. You will also be able to collect berries. This is a small source of food and it's also against thirst, but you can only eat the blue ones. The rest are poisonous and will give you damage. Once you kill some rabbits and use their fur to make a pouch, you will be able to store them. If you kill some cannibals, they will sometimes drop some items, like medicine in this case. If by any chance you have no morals or you have been driven to the brink of insanity by this island, you can chop up the cannibals and eat them. Take their arms, legs and head. Then you just build a small fire on which you place the limbs of the cannibals, wait a while and eventually you can eat it. It will give you damage, but I don't think you sick freaks care. Then, lastly but not least, the drinking. Apart from the sodas you pick up, you can find ponds everywhere, which you will be able to drink from, but it will damage you a little bit. Also remember, alcohol drains your energy. One of the most important tools is the modern axe. Unlike before, you will now find this in a cave at the main cannibal camp. To get there, you check the map online or you search for this big open space and run in the direction that I'm showing you here. Once you arrive in the camp, look for a hut which has a rope leading inside the cave. Don't forget to have a lot of cloth and sticks for torches. Be careful, a torch goes out when you climb or when you get wet. It's unlikely that you'll survive or find your way without torches. Now, once you are in this cave, you just have to follow this route. I've sped it up a little bit, but you should still be able to follow. You're probably going to encounter a cannibal at some point. Just defeat it. Then once you come here, you will see this rope leading down. Climb down it and you will find a small area which contains various stuff. Like for example dynamite, drinks, medicine and more. But most importantly, the modern day axe. Another tool is the weak spear. You will find these in ponds all across the map. These aren't very strong weapons against cannibals, but they are excellent for stabbing birds because of their speed. Stabbing birds is so you can get feathers for arrows, and they are also good to kill deer and get their skin, which can be used for armor. Then you have the cloth, which can be used in crafting, like for example making Molotovs. And then the rope, which also can be used in crafting, for example making a bow. I recommend that in the beginning you make the skull stick. You just put a cannibal head on the fire and you will get a skull from it. Then just combine the stick and the skull and you got yourself a powerful weapon. In these packages you will find motherboards. You can use these to make time bombs. You combine the motherboard with coins, alcohol and a watch and you will get a time bomb. Next up, run to this hut in the same camp which I led you to, and you will find crates with dynamite in it. You can also combine alcohol with cloth and you get a Molotov. Just like the Molotov, you also have to light the dynamite before throwing it. Next up we have the flare gun. Just go back to the big open space and if you look closely you will see the front part of the plane. In here you will find the motherboards and the flare gun. You can refill the flare gun with flares that you picked up. Next up, you can make the bow by combining a rope with a stick and cloth. To make arrows, you simply combine a stick with 5 feathers and you will get 5 arrows. Now for some armor. You can get armor from lizard or deer skin, but you can also have a bone armor. Just cook some limbs of the cannibals for a while and eventually they will turn into bones. Combine the bones with cloth and you get your bone armor. Don't forget that this is less stealthy, meaning the cannibals will hear you faster. When you are exploring or gathering, you're probably best making the smallest base. Be sure to collect sticks and leaves to actually make this one. When it gets dark you can rest until the morning, but be careful, if there are cannibals around you will not be allowed to rest. I recommend making your real base in an open space with a lot of trees around it, because you need a lot of logs to create this, for example. Now this is why the modern axe is so useful. It's because you are able to cut down trees in 9 swings instead of 18 with the starter axe. You can make the trees fall in the direction you want by just looking at the direction you want it to land and start chopping. Alright, let's talk about the combat. It's best that when a cannibal has fallen to the ground, you take your chance and take a downward swing. This will kill him instantly. Always be careful when you encounter a cannibal, because they are rarely alone. If you can't spot cannibals after a fight or something, look in the trees. They are able to climb them and jump down to get you. Also listen carefully for footsteps or sounds that they make. There's nothing scarier than meeting a cannibal when you don't expect it. If it's night, larger groups appear, so it's not wise to face them head on. Mainly because you won't be able to see where they are coming from or where they are hiding. They will also be attracted to light or finding other dead cannibals. Alright, hopefully this helped you. Instead of the previous video, this one should be more easy to follow. If this video helped you or you just liked it, please leave a like or subscribe, man.